So up next we've got Hatem Dowidar, the Group CEO of eAnd, formerly Etisalat. And David Wheldon is going to be having a chat about their experiences at Vodafone and now how Hatem is taking that forward with eAnd in the UAE.
Great. Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, Hatem. I've got here, Hatem, good job, Hatem knows me well, because I've got here a list of questions, none of which I'm going to ask you.
And also, you know by now that I love to, improvise and answer the unwritten questions.
But I thought what we might start with is, as I said when we met, I don't think I've seen you since I left Vodafone 2010, at which point it was the number 5 brand in the world. It isn't anymore. You know, you're now a 15% shareholder sitting on the board of Vodafone. How do you see the Vodafone brand, given how many years you worked there? And what lessons did you take into Etisalat? I'm going to load 3 questions at one because you're so smart. You know, you joined Etisalat in 2015. So long period of growth at Vodafone, great success, changed jobs. So tell us a bit about your personal journey and the lessons you took into your new gig. We'll come on and talk a bit more about eAnd.
Okay, I'll answer that question in the context of employer brand, which we're talking today. And myself, David, Andy Moore, Anthony Kendall is not here today. A lot of us have worked at some point in Vodafone because Vodafone was an amazing brand. And it was an amazing brand because people like to work for winners. And I think this was in Doug's presentation, that business performance and winning is a big part of an employer brand. What I really learned from this is that you need to create this vision for people of winning, of doing something special. And that gets you the business performance, because if you don't have a goal that the whole organization is moving towards, you will not get there. If you're just plodding around without having a direction, no one gets there. But having a clear direction, and that direction is a winning direction, that galvanizes the whole organization, gets everyone excited, gets us both the brand from a customer point of view, but also the employer brand, because people are excited. You know, people are much more vocal to say which football team they support when that football team is winning. When they're the underdog, people kind of hide it. So you want to associate with winners and not with losers. And I think this is the whole ethos of both running a business, but also attracting the right people in the organization.
Brilliant. And then codifying perhaps the employer brand. So you lived through that. You were in receipt of Red Rock Solid and Restless and did great things with it, with HR. I mean, how did that feel? Because that journey, I totally agree with you on the winning thing. But then when you've got to turn it into HR policy and codifying it and make it something that will stick, how did you find that?
By making sure that the whole organization has these clear targets of what we're trying to do, that the values of the organization are also very clear. So we have in eAnd, we've launched our values, and actually we have 3 values. So some companies sometimes put like pages of values. We have 3 values. We're customer obsessed. We unite as one, so we work together in teams, and despite we organize the company in different verticals, which have the agility and the ability to move, as opposed to centralizing everything in one area. And the third one, which I think is very important, we call it dare to be bold. So we need to dare to do things differently. And I think this is what we have done since COVID, that while many of the telecoms are just fighting to keep their profit and just maintain where they are, we have been growing every year, and we've even put investments that I hope will keep us growing for the next decade. So even after my time, I hope that we will have the momentum to continue. And this is, I think, is very important, that the people inside the company are not only aware of this, but they're measured against these values. So we look into how they handle customers, how they are bold, how they are taking courageous decisions. And
so just to kind of drill down a little bit into the subject at hand, you know, when you went through the brand change from Etisalat to eAnd, what was the thinking on the employer brand and how you were going to drive those values into every vertical?
I think what we were trying to do is we have set a vision, a rallying cry for the organization that we are going to be beyond telecom, we are going to be a tech company. And we explained we're not going to be a tech company, we're not going to be Samsung, we're not going to invent devices, we're not going to be Qualcomm and work on the next chip, but we are going to provide the digital services that people need all around them, not just connect them. We are going to provide the services themselves. And this is our vision of digitally empowering societies.
What about AI, and how are you talking internally about the impact of AI on jobs, for instance?
So like any industrial revolution, there will be an impact for some time. After that, the world will change again and there will be new jobs created, but there will be definitely, so my honest answer is there will be definitely an impact. But what we're doing is we're making sure that during that period, we help our people by allowing them to understand how they can use AI to improve their jobs. So while the people are there, we are making sure that they are reskilled, upskilled in the way to use AI. So we have integrated this kind of AI bot into our desktop platform across the company. It's integrated into our Microsoft Teams platform. People have access to Copilot where they can use AI in different things. So we are doing this today. So people are having all this very smart helper that can get their jobs better. The question is how deep or how much this will change the work environment. It will definitely change. One of the things we've done is we've created fully autonomous AI shops. And you can buy all the services, you can self-help. There's even a couple of robots that roam around that will help you if you're stuck. So we've opened the second one now in Dubai Mall, and it's a way of the future. So I think in a few years, maybe a third of our shops will be this way. They will be open 24 hours because you don't need to worry about staff being there all night because it's fully autonomous. It's secure. This is, again, something that we will see for the future. So definitely AI is changing the world. I've announced on the 1st of January, I have now in the company a chief AI officer because we found that we have so many projects that are going on that we needed first to coordinate to make sure we're not duplicating across the verticals and the different departments. And at the same time, AI has a lot of risks as well. So we need to make sure that we quantify these risks. We understand the risks of the different things we're doing in AI. And by having that structure where we have a team that is dedicated to coordinate and to govern our use of AI, that will definitely help us moving forward. Today, I have 840 AI initiatives just in the UAE alone. Ooh. And I think we have about 600 going on in the other.
A collective behalf, Hatem, genius. Thank you so much. Great to see you again.
Thank you.